Yeah, make it do what it do, right? So, the life is good. So I thank you for taking time with us and to do the interview. Um,
Oh, no worries. I felt bummed earlier. Well, this summer when I couldn't get it done, but so much stuff has been going on.
yeah, I could imagine. As it is a different time for us all. Um, and we have to yeah, just be thankful for the moment and uh you know get things done. I'll turn my video on here in a second. I'm just trying to pull up another document. Did you get a chance to look over the questions that Monica laid out?
I did. And that was my question. Do you guys want me to answer all of them or just
So,
highlight the main ones?
well, I mean, and we can talk about this too. The my hope, if okay with you all, is to go over, the kind of introduction questions that we have, Monica, and then lead into this part as kind of like the second half of the interview. Um,
Okay.
so the question, are you know what I'm talking about, Monica? The with the virtual classes that we're doing.
Uh, with the Bell Phillips
Yeah, with Bell Phillips. Yes.
introduction to it.
Hmm.
Yes, I mean,
And I have those. You have a Gmail too, right? And I want to
Yeah.
say it right, Aichelle, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I am going to forward these over. No, that's not it. Let's see. Forgive me. You're pulling them up there, Monica. Script. Here. Script. Here it is. All right, I'm gonna email this to you now, and again, it's gonna have a lot of questions on here, but we're only gonna ask, we're not gonna go through each one in particular, but just talk about your background, what middle school you went to, what high school you went to, um, your career post high school, what happened? Did you go to college? Did you do a trade? Did you, and then, we lead into, um, your professional career and the things that, helped you get to this point, and then, where you want to go after that. That's when we'll start getting into some of those detailed questions about your current experience in the music industry and where you want to go. Do you,
Okay.
can
I have the list of questions right here.
Okay, I can see. Well, yeah, you're right. Because I'm just asking these questions anyway. I'll still send them to you, Ashell, because if you know a bunch
Okay.
of other people that may be interested in being a part of this and promoting, individuals like yourself, we greatly appreciate it. What's your email address?
It's ISHARAI Artist Management at gmail.com.
Okay, so I have. Yep, perfect. This is. I'm sending this to you now. Let me know when you get it. You don't, like I said, you don't necessarily have to follow that, but I can. So whenever you all are ready, let me know when you do have that document, um, and then I'll start with the questions.
My. I have to reset my Gmail.
No worries.
It's not coming through. I'm not good. It's not coming through. But I have the list of questions that you sent me before.
Okay, no problem, We'll do it that way. All right, so let's get started. Monica, did you want to do an introduction, or we just go ahead and jump right into it?
We can kind of just jump right into it.
Okay, all right. All right, Aichelle, thank you so much for being a part of this opportunity to share and promote, the amazing things that you're doing in your business and the community. And we're thankful to have you here in the city of Milwaukee. Um, I wanted to, give you a moment. I'll ask you a few questions, just kind of introducing yourself to those that don't know you and are going to enjoy the opportunity to get to know you here pretty soon. So again, I appreciate you being a part.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So if you can give us your first and last name real fast.
First name is Aichelle. Last name is White, like the color.
Okay, very good. And where were you born? From Milwaukee?
Born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay, very good. I mean, that's what this is all about. That's great. Middle school, high school, what did you go to?
I went to a couple of middle schools. I went to Parkman, which is now I think Benjamin Franklin, Andrew Douglas, something, I don't know.
Oh, really?
And then I went to Forest Park in Franklin, and then I just stayed Franklin. After that, high school, I went to Franklin High School. That's where I ended or graduated from there.
That's what's up. So you moved to Franklin, or it was like
I was fortunate to be selected for the Chapter 220 program.
Okay, very good. Congratulations. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, that's again, you were exposed, naturally you saw things differently. Well, what part of Milwaukee you grew up in?
Ooh, 21st and Keith, Burleigh, Howard, like, those parts. I grew up in Hillside. I was in there.
Yeah, no doubt. That's beautiful. I grew up on the block too. On 18th and Locust, wasn't far from you. Benjamin Franklin is one of our schools that we serve. So I stayed in the area. My cousins live in the area, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of young people that see this video is all also from that area, and we're giving them that example. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what about after high school? What happened after that?
After high school, I suffered a traumatic medical situation. Left me paralyzed and unable to talk. I endured that. Well, they told me I would never walk or talk again. But 6 months after that, I kind of started walking and talking. I was able to go to college. So I went to college, studied music.
Okay. What school?
Something I do every day. And then I graduated college.
That's what's up. What school did you attend?
It's Marion University now, but it was Marion College of Fond du Lac.
Okay. Very good. I mean, I appreciate you sharing that story. That's awesome that you're able to persevere, that, going through the things that we go through in life. I know it, at least for me, it definitely helps, put things in perspective. So, congratulations for defying the odds, as you do every day. That's really sweet. So music was your focus. That means you were involved in music in high school as well.
Yeah, well, my family is like full of musicians, like full musicians, like bass players. I was around instruments. Like I'm actually sitting in my studio and I have drums, guitar, and a bass around me. So
that's awesome. That's a beautiful thing. Well, this is good. So study music, Mount Mary?
Marion College or Marion University.
Marion University. Okay. Okay. Very good. Study music. Obviously graduated. Congratulations. And then
Thank you.
what happened there? It was like, I know when you're in school, you're studying music, but you're learning all facets of music, not just being an artist, but how to engineer, etc. Is that the information that you gained there?
Well, let's see. I already knew how to do those things. So when I went to school, I would say I learned how to operate in an environment which was different from my environment.
Yes. Yes.
Without saying so many words,
No, say so
it
many
taught me
parts though. I'm not,
it it's
Okay.
it taught me how to be professional in the professional world. Because I come from the neighborhood, and it taught me to be professional in the professional world. Now my hair is on. Now
No,
my
your
hair.
hair looks great, Aichelle. Your hair looks great. I mean,
Okay.
if you don't mind me asking, like, I want full transparency. You know what I'm saying? Because these young people that are watching this and adults, they what does that mean? What does it mean teaching you how to work in the professional world versus what we normally do with music and the profession that you know?
Well, it taught me how vicious the music industry could actually be.
Okay.
How like there a lot of people's main objective is to obtain money.
Mm-hmm.
Mine isn't to obtain money. Mine is to help people to make sure that they understand business that they're in. But it taught me to understand when it comes to business, you have to do business.
Mm-hmm.
It's not personal. It's 1 minute, you could be cool with people, and then when it comes to business, it's totally different. So it's ruthless in the sense of we'll go to dinner at this time, but when we say we're having a meeting, that dinner stuff doesn't transfer over to the meeting time. So you have to be able to balance personal and professional.
Okay, okay. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay, so after college, you've been in the game for all your life. It sounds like, and now you picked up, some resources, and yeah. Actually, what resources matured from college, from studying music and earning a degree, and the specific name of your degree is what?
Music administration.
Okay, okay. So what what was your return on investment? What doors did it open? What outside of, and which is great, teaching you how to learn the business and how to work in a different setting. But what tools did it prepare? What tools in your toolkit did you get from college that you're able to immediately apply um, to the music industry and where you're going and where you are?
Well, of course, being African American in a predominantly white setting, I learned how to maneuver through both the hood and predominantly white settings. Also, I learned how to look at it from a different perspective. Where being African American, I'm sorry, I'm going to keep talking in color because that's what our life is right now. But being African American, I understand that when we look at the music industry, we look at the money, the cars, the clothes, the financial uh, stability. However, in a predominantly white setting, they look more for longevity. They don't look for just today. They look for years to come.
Mm-hmm.
So when I left school, and I'm a researcher by nature. Like I would look up stuff and figure it out. So I began to research and watch just documentaries and read, and I there was a reoccurring thing, and the reoccurring thing was a lot of the well-known musicians were dying broke, and I was like, how is that possible if their music were like sold in like millions of dollars worth of merchandise and albums and EPs and 8 tracks or whatever you want to call it. And then I realized that they didn't understand the business. They saw the money, that gave the money. A perfect example is the movie Cadillac Records, right? If you see the part where he's like, well, I bought you Cadillacs, I paid for your houses, I paid for your women, I did, like, that was the thing for African Americans, was to get the material things, where their managers were putting their names on the songs. Like, we didn't understand publishing, we didn't understand what it meant to trademark your name, like, we didn't understand these things. We just saw the money, saw the ability to travel, everybody knows our name. And so for me, it was like, wait, whoa, I have to do something about this. Mm-hmm. Who am I? But I was like, I have to do something about this. And so I started studying more. Funny thing is, when I was in school studying in college, I was like, what am I going to do with a music administration degree? Like, that's like studying math. I'm not going to be doing geometry or trigonometry when I get out of school. But then, oddly enough, I currently do music administration. I take care of making sure people understand what publishing is, how to trademark your name. I started an artist management company, and I say artist management in the most basic sense, where if you have to be at the studio at 4:00, you're not walking in at 4:00. You're already there, ready to go. If you have a featured artist or a featured producer, you have split sheets. Like, I basically make sure people understand what it is that they're trying to do. Like, what you want to be a music artist. Hold on, I'm sorry. You want to be a music artist. This is what a music artist's life consists of. Mm-hmm. That's basic. That's the most basic, important part of everything I've done since college.
No, that's brilliant. That's really sweet. I mean, it's also great to know that, you know, your education was valued. That, you know, things that you learned, you are applying to your daily practices as well. So the passion was always there for music. You get your degree. You know, you have all these things that you research. You're in the mix. What was the first, you know, couple steps right after, you know, college into your professional career?
The first couple of steps was opening up royalty checks from college.
Okay.
That was the first couple of steps.
Okay. Explain.
After that, I toured. I released some music. Just sought out as much information as I could. As much information. Every video, every book, every newspaper article, every time an artist was talking, I was listening, just to understand, you know, how their experience and what they felt they needed but didn't have, what would have helped them be better artists. Just as much information. I just went on a knowledge quest, a quest for knowledge.
Okay. Okay. Very good. I mean, so this quest for knowledge, obviously being all in, you're really passionate about that. You know, can you say that the passion simply comes from just being, you know, in the music industry all your life, being surrounded by musicians, etc. And, you know, with that, has it continued to grow and blossom? You know, how do you continue to feed that passion?
See, I think, like, when I first got into it, like, I first started doing artist management, and I understood that artists have a totally different understanding of artist management. I just removed myself from the equation and just began to listen to artists. Mm-hmm. Like, as an artist manager, I talk to artists regularly, often, many times a day, via video conference or social media. And I just began to listen to them and understand where they are, so that I can meet them where they are. The passion grew mainly because, you know, the different transitions of music, and understanding how to properly monetize, or even how one song can bring about generational wealth. That was the determining factor that increased my passion for making sure artists understood.
No doubt, no doubt. Okay, so make sure artists understand you're talking about copyrights, you're talking about trademarks, you're talking about understanding of the business itself. But you know, I hear a lot of that. I do hear copyright, trademark, but I'm also hearing their finances and how to properly manage the money, how to even generate revenue. I mean, I'm a brand new artist. Okay, you're managing me. How do I generate income?
So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you own your name. That's the very first thing. I'm not sure if artists take the time to like look at their favorite artists and see like, okay, because most recording contracts, their first thing they're going to do is buy like you. They're going to buy everything that is you. They're going to not buy. They're going to purchase, which is buy, but they're going to purchase everything that is you. Your name, your brand, your likeness, your music. They're going to purchase all of that. So if you own that, that means that you have the ability to negotiate with anyone who wants to purchase you. That's leverage. That gives you leverage. That's the first thing. Owning everything you do. The second thing is you want to make sure that as you are putting music out into the world, your music has the proper tags and the proper codes, because what you do today could make you money for the rest of your life, your kids' life, your kids' life, for eternity, as long as this world exists. So most importantly is ownership is the biggest thing. Ownership.
Okay. Okay, very good. So then how are you? So your title, we didn't even talk about your title. Your title is what? Give me your title.
My title is music administrator.
Okay. Okay, very good. Very good. So how do you identify your artists? Do artists contact you? What's that process?
Well, when I first started out, I was just like, hey, you know what, let me help out as many artists as I can. So I started reaching out to artists. But because, again, artists don't understand that aspect of the business, I just put my information out here. This is what I do. 3 years later, since I started Isharai Artist Management, more people know who I am. More people know what I do, and now I'm sought out. So before I was running everywhere trying to get everybody, and then I just was like, you know what, this is taxing for me. Let me fall back. And the moment I fell back, it was just like the doors just opened and people just started coming.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, how many, if you don't mind me asking, how many artists have you managed, since you've had your business?
I haven't necessarily managed
Okay.
artists, but I do handle the music administrator for like 20 plus artists.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good. All right. In that process of, the music administration for the young person or whomever the artist is, forgive me, you said own everything. So is that artists, are they setting themselves up as a business? Like, is this like, you know, Monica Two's the artist at, how LLC? Like, what does that actually mean?
Yes, I encourage artists to figure them or to look at themselves as an actual business.
Okay.
So, oftentimes I will suggest that they look up. I don't like just hey go get an LLC. I suggest that they look at what's their goals. Like most artists say that they want to have a record label or a production company or entertainment company. So then I tell them, we sit down, we talk about the different doing business as LLC corporations. We talk about the different business structures, and then from there, they're able to make that decision on which, long term. Like while I'm here presently, I think long term. I think, okay, you're going to make an album today, but what are you going to do tomorrow? So we need to make sure that this album, we need to make sure that if you're planning to have a record label, let's make sure that today, all the way up until you get ready to have your record label or you come public with your record label, that you own all of that. You own all of that. It's all associated with you. So when it comes out, it's like, oh yeah, I saw that before. Or it's like brand recognition. So I do encourage artists to set themselves up as a business. We all know people want to get tax write-offs. You're an artist. studio time, all of those things can be written off. So I do encourage them to set themselves up as a business.
Okay, okay. And then when I'm putting out music, okay, so now I'm an artist. I've set myself up as a business. I'm working with you. Are you also assisting me on, can I just put my music out there? Just put it on YouTube, the radio, everything, and then just hope for a break, or am I actually going and submitting my music to event planners to do performances? To get on the radio. How does that happen?
See, there's actually a process in which that should be taken care of. Like, okay, before you even go to the studio, there's a ton of things that you need to do. But the most important thing, again, is ownership. You need to own everything. You need to own the music. You need to own the lyrics. You need to own um, the items that you are going to the studio to record. You need to own all of that. So then once you go to the studio, there's a process that needs to happen after the studio. That includes embedding your metadata, which is your information as an artist. One song, like I said that earlier, like one song has the ability to make 5+ different royalties, 5 different streams of income from one song. It's actually more, but I know that people mind can't so I go with 5. 5 different ways that your music can make money. So most important thing is you want to own it, and then you want to put the proper coding and your information into the music before you submit it to anybody. Like, I encourage artists that go to the studio and they want to share with social media what they're doing in the studio. I always encourage against that, because the moment you play your music, you should be getting paid. You are entitled to payment, but if you don't know that, you're just in the studio like, hey guys, check out my new music, when the very moment it is heard, it can be paid. And every social media is monetized. So if you're watching this, do not share your music until it has been properly taken care of. You own it, and it has the metadata and all of your information on it, and it's in the right systems. Then you can share and share alike. But until then, just hold it.
So the metadata, we're gonna let you dive into that when you have the artist itself. I think that that's gonna get really in depth. However, how does the artist own their music? How do I own my music?
You own it by writing it. You own it by not infringing on someone else's copyright by sampling. Like the original creation of the music is how you own it.
Okay.
You own it by registering with a performance rights organization. That's either ASCAP or BMI. You own it by paying for it.
Right.
That's the most basic sense. By paying for it is how you own it.
Okay.
Not leasing it, not, you own it like outright. I paid this money. I have this piece of paper. Always have a piece of paper. Always have black and white. Always. Even if you just have the people to email it to you, make sure there's a signature, a time, and a date, or a stamp on it, and keep it for your records. Always have black and white.
Okay. And then you mentioned the 5, like revenue streams from that music. Could you go over those 5 that you promote with your artists, or that you focus on with your artists?
Well, the first one is like digital service providers. That's like CD Baby, DistroKid, TuneCore, Record. There's a plethora of them. Then there's performance royalties. There's publishing. There's sync. There's composition or lyrics. Like I said, there's so many of them, but it all boils down to ownership. It all boils down to, if you have taken the proper steps, then you can get those 5 different royalties.
Okay. All right. I mean, it is. It's really good. I am excited for these young people to, or anyone that's interested to be able to learn from this and hopefully follow up with you. So if I'm the artist here and I'm listening to this, or you're an artist, how can they get in contact with you? How can they work with you?
Well, I'm pretty much everywhere every artist should be. I'm Aichelle White on all social medias. I'm also Isharai Artist Management on all social medias. It's ISHARAI Artist Management. I'm pretty much everywhere. As far as my email, it's ISHARAI Artist Management at gmail.com. My phone number is 414-207-8521. I'm pretty much everywhere. If you go YouTube, I'm there. I'm literally everywhere. Every artist should be.
Okay, that's fantastic. And so we're gonna got a couple more questions for you, but we're gonna have you repeat those again just for them, so if they missed it the first time, they catch it again. My thoughts are when it comes to you mentioned performance as one of those opportunities to generate money, and since we're talking about it in the present, with COVID happening right now. And obviously a lot of changes. What kind of impact has that had on your personal business, on the music industry as a whole, from your perspective?
Well, it's definitely on my personal business. I kind of was already doing virtual things before COVID actually came in, so I kind of was like ahead of the wave, as people would call it. But I kind of already anticipated, if the regular way doesn't work, something else is going to, like, CDs and cassettes were the thing of the past, and then iPod. So you got to be able to like foresee where it's going to go. As far as like the whole music industry, like that totally, like you have celebrities, you have the whole versus battles. That was something that came out of, we can't tour, we can't do this, so let's still give music. My thing is I've been telling artists pretty much all of 2020, and I'm actually preparing artists for 2021 right now. Like everyone was going live on IG, or everyone was going live on Facebook. And I'm expressing to people that there are other platforms that you can take advantage of to do virtual. Like many artists missed the opportunity to have virtual concerts because, number one, they were either foreign to the idea of recording in their home, having a home concert, or they just wasn't prepared. No one around that was like, hey, you can, because ASCAP and BMI, that's a performance rights organization, actually pays for virtual concerts. So it's considered a live performance, which is a virtual concert, which is a public performance. But if no one around you has fostered into you how to adjust to the changing of times, then you have no idea of how to move forward. So what I'm hoping is that with everything that happened in 2020, artists, producers, anyone thinking to get into the music industry, understand that we're going to be virtual for some time. I mean, we can't get the numbers down, and you should quickly adjust.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's pivoting. We talk about it all the time in Pep Nation. You pivot. We pivot to this virtual space, and being able to do it and do it well, and meet you, and they've done an outstanding job on doing it. I think people want it. Could you repeat that platform that you said for the virtual concerts? And then one of my last questions is, how do you monetize a virtual concert? How do we make it so that virtual concert, has the opportunity to, possibly raise money for organizations that are here locally, and not or, but pays that artist for their time and their, contribution to the concert itself.
Well, there's Facebook even has a live concert ticket thing now. Like every social media is already monetized. So if you're going live and you're talking, put your music in the background. It's already monetized. So put your music in the background, let it play. All it needs is 30 seconds to catch anything, and you'll start seeing royalties for your music. The platforms, there's Facebook, there's IG, there's YouTube, there's Twitch. I mean, there's so many platforms out there. And the moment that your music is heard, I said that a couple of minutes ago, but the moment that your music is heard anywhere, you are automatically, if you've taken, let me bring that back a little bit. if you've taken the proper steps to make sure that you own and your information is embedded into the music, anywhere your music is heard, you are automatically going to be entered into the system so that you can start getting royalty. But you have to take the proper steps first. Everything is monetized. Everything is monetized. So anytime you play your music, make sure you take the proper steps, make sure you own it, take the proper steps, and then feel free to share with whoever you share it. And monetizing is pretty simple. You can either say, hey, pay this amount. Let's take Facebook, for example. You can say, hey, pay this amount to attend this concert. You can have ads that go on top of your concert promotion. You can have it's so many different ways to monetize virtually that, I mean, the possibilities are endless. I mean, I could tell you, okay, just up, like I just said, like if you're going to go live on Facebook, play your music in the background, not loud and blaring, but play it where somebody can be like, oh, that music is dope. Let me Shazam it. Now someone's searching you on Shazam. Now it's keeping a record of where you are, when you did and what you did. All monetized. Everything is already set up to be monetized. All you have to do is just tap in the proper systems, own it, you good.
Okay. No, it's great. It's great. I mean, it's making me think, not only, artists, but even, conversations like this, creating platforms where individuals can come online, learn from people in the music industry. You pay for that opportunity to learn and get some insight. Privatize it where it is a very small market. Not small market, but you only open it up to so many people. It's limited space available, etc.
Right.
And
right.
I like that a lot. But I mean, this is really great. I mean, if there's anything that you can share in closing that you think will be beneficial for an artist, and ladies and gentlemen, I also want you to know that when she says artist, you're an artist by your music, by your voice, singing. You're also an artist by speaking. You can be a motivational speaker artist. All those things naturally apply, and just like we're having here. This video, which technically is worth $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Because she's giving you
it's priceless. We can't put a price on this information that I'm sharing right here.
That's right. That's right. So that's brilliant. Is there anything you want to leave with the young people, or just people in general, or that want to take that step of faith, want to actually follow in your footsteps, want to persevere? Go on the fight, because it is a fight. You know what I'm saying? I know you're talking, and I'm eating it up. Monica's eating it up. We're smiling. It's like, hey, I may pick up my instrument again and start upload some stuff and see how I can own it. At the same time, we want to also give these people the reality that, hey, this isn't just a walk in the park.
Right.
What is the time and the effort you're putting in here? What can they do to be like you or walk in these similar footsteps in music?
The first thing I'm going to say is be patient. You might feel like things happen overnight. They don't. Everyone you see that becomes successful, they worked hard for years. You just didn't see the hard part. You only saw the glow up or the viral moments, but you didn't see the work that they put in before that. Also, if you are planning to be an artist, you are an artist. The most important thing to you from this moment forward, from right now, whenever you watch this video, is to engage with your fans. Everybody is at home. Everybody is going to be at home for the next couple of months. Engage with your fans. You should have YouTube. You should have Twitch. You should have, everyone is on Facebook or IG. Figure out a different platform. Be on that platform and engage with the fans. Those are the people that's going to carry you as an artist into the next decade. Don't be so concerned about money. Money is always around you. It will always be around you. Connect with people. We are currently in a global pandemic. You want to connect with people because people always remember. They might remember what you said, but they will always remember how you make them feel. Exactly. Those are my important things that everyone should know moving into 2021.
That's excellent. And, thank you again. Give us your contact information. One more time, I am going to say, this has been a great opportunity to speak with you. I do encourage you all to follow up with this young lady. If this is the direction that you want to go, and if I can, would you also open up yourself just for conversation for a young person or any person, I should say.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. My contact information, I'm Aichelle White on all platforms everywhere. You could Google me. Reference Deanna. You can Google me now. I am Isharai, Isharai Artist Management at gmail.com. If you want to email me, my phone number is 414-207-8521. If you want to call me, I accept DMs. I accept everything. I'm just here to help.
Yes. Well, we appreciate your help. Looking forward to getting this video out and posting it. It'll basically end there, but I got to get better on chopping these things up because I want to send a small video. I think Monica's probably going to post this whole thing right away for PeppTV. This has really been a pleasure. You'll be hearing from us. I think we should work together on even figuring out how we can work with you to monetize these efforts because that's, I know we don't focus on money. We focus on the task at hand. The money does come. But I also believe that we, people in general, being specific about, Black and brown people that have, or just, people that don't have access, or limited access of knowledge on how to achieve just not wealth, but just achieve income, balance sheets, protecting yourself.
Right.
They're going to be good. Okay.
I agree. I'm down.
All right. Sounds good. Monica, did you have anything?
Just want to say thank you, Aichelle. It was great getting to learn a little bit more about yourself and also music industry at large and all those different areas that aren't that well known to most people. So thank you very much. I know for one of our virtual programs, we had many kids respond back to a survey saying that they're interested in either eventually being a music producer or do something in the music industry. And so I think they'll definitely get a lot out of this. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for having me. I'm glad we could actually get together and make it happen.
That's right. Yes, this is good. Well, let's do more. This isn't the end. If you don't hear from us, please follow up and vice versa. It seems like your wheelhouse is following up with your artists. So I need it. We're all artists. You know what I'm saying?
We're all creatives. Yeah, I totally understand that.
That's right. You wouldn't imagine the type of management Monica has to do to me sometimes. Yell at me, send me text messages. Hey, what are you doing? You got a performance here in 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Where you're at, but doing that for each other, and applying those skill sets to all of our lives, we're going to be that much better. So it's great. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Will you guys tag me in when you upload it?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Monica. What were you about to say?
Oh, no. I was just going to say that we can, since you mentioned about where you are on socials, we can have the PeppTV page follow you and then tag you for when we put this up and share it all out. And
that's perfect.
We encourage you to share it too. Promote
I sure will.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Thank you so much. You encouraged me to take one more step forward.
I'm glad. Thank you so very much.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.